Jake. I'm a syndicalist. This is Jake, a syndicalist. Can't see it, but I'm doing like finger guns. Don't know why. So today we're gonna go back and do an ideology video. I think it's been a week and a half since my last video. Sorry, I've been a bit inconsistent. I mean, I did not post anything for 2 months, but let's forget about that. So today we're gonna be doing Posadism. I don't know. It's a funky ideology. Wacky. Hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to y'all later. So, hey, Jake, back here. Yeah. So we are now on the Wikipedia page for Posadism, the fourth international one, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. So the Fourth International Posadist is a Trotskyist international founded by J. Posadas, or Posadas. That guy. You can pause if you want to read that. From the Latin America Bureau of the Fourth International section of Argentina. Posadism is best remembered for its enthusiasm toward nuclear war, just a way of destroying classism, and ufology. People who investigation of UFOs and that kind of thing, arguing that only communism can allow in the development of interplanetary travel. I wouldn't say capitalism can do that. So, yep. And visiting aliens from other planets must be from a communist society. So the origins, when the Fourth International split up, the Posadist followers sided with Michael Pablo International Secretary in the Fourth International. In 1959, the question of nuclear war. Or he became a proponent of, claiming it would destroy capitalism and clear the way for socialism. They split in 1962 to form the Fourth International Posadist. This group had a following in many countries, especially in like South America. A Posadist group in Cuba that fought along Castro and Che Guevara. When the Posadist split up in the Fourth International, they took the Cuban section with them, which meant no other Trotskyist group was represented in Cuba in the 60s. There's a citation needed for that. Posadist group was accused of Soviet-friendly forces, arguing that the Cubans should forcibly expel the American base at Gitmo, trying to organize the town workers to march on the nearby Gitmo base, or Guantanamo. I also know why I said Gitmo base. Gitmo is a place. So, Castro denounced their pestilence at the, Cuban Posadist went on to claim that Castro had Guevara killed when it turned out that he was actually fighting in Bolivia with the guerrilla movement there. Decline and resurgence. So, in the late 60s, Posadists became increasingly interested in UFOs, claiming there was evidence of socialism on other planets. Let's hope. The organization began to wane in influence and membership, aided by the increased paranoid Posadists, who expelled many of its members. Their death meant virtually the dissolution of the organization, with only a few isolated members continuing to operate in the present day. In the UK, the Revolutionary War Party Trotskyist was founded in 1963. Posadist members of the Revolutionary Socialist League, despite many schisms and dual power, continued to publish its newspaper, The Red Flag, until 2000. In recent years, it's come up more, especially with UFOlogy, and several satirical and non-satirical neo-Posadist groups have emerged on social media, and making Posadist one of the most recognizable names of history of Trotskyism. So let's talk about theories. Society advocate for society akin to Marxist theory. First, nuclear strike. So, enthusiasm for nuclear war. At the height of the Cold War, Posadist thought nuclear war is inevitable. His idea was rather than the wait for the quote forces to capture the nuclear-armed Soviet state should launch a preemptive attack that would destroy the nuclear capabilities of the capitalist countries. He believed this sort of catastrophe would spark the world revolution. If you can't see me, I'm like raising my hand, like a fist. Yeah, cool. Posadism vocally opposed the partial test ban treaty. Saying no nukes. Okay, or partial no nukes. The Soviets and the UK, by the Soviets, the UK and the US, believing that nuclear war between the US and Russia was inevitable and desirable, and would create conditions for the socialism worker state. So with scientific progress, we're highly interested in space, which can improve human lives for the common good. Written in an essay in 1978, Childbearing in Space, The Confidence of Humanity and Socialism, was a utopian future under the guidance of science. Kind of sounds like accelerationism, actually. Or, what's it called? Not technological. Shit, there's something else. I forget what the ideology is called. UFOology, yeah, give me a second. So Posadism was the author of a number of works, with an unconventional slant towards the end of his life, when he tried to create a synthesis of Trotskyism and UFOology. Predominant thesis was the 1968 Flying Saucers, the process of matter and energy science, the revolutionary in the working class struggle, and the socialist future of mankind. What a name for a pamphlet! Which exposed many ideas with Posadism. Posadism claimed while there was no proof of intelligent life in the universe, the science of time making their existence likely. Furthermore, he claims that extraterrestrials visiting Earth on flying saucers must come from a socially advanced civilization to master planetary travel in a post-capitalist world. Communism. If you want my opinion on this, which I bet you don't, I think he's partially right. Capitalism, when you think of sci-fi, you think of mega-controlled cities powered by corporations, and many people cannot do anything about it. And really, if these want to unify and go into a good space travel, like what we think of in UFOology, which I don't really think that they're visiting us and probing us, but if they were actually do that, it would be most likely that it was a communist society. Believing aliens are naturally nonviolent, wrong. Maybe I should do a video on explaining some sci-fi stuff. Yeah, should. Argues humans should intervene in solving the Earth's problems, namely to suppress poverty, hunger, employment, war, and to give everybody the means of dignity to live in the light-based future. Besides not publishing anything about after 1968, UFOology nonetheless became part of Posadism until its death in 1981. Continued the subject. These guys member parties. So Uruguay, Argentina, Belgium, Bolivia, Brazil, Britain, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, Mexico, Peru, Spain, and the U.S. The international has been described as a cult. Kind of half agree with that, kind of don't. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Oh, recommendations are also highly welcome. I'd love to do any ideology. If you have a game you might want to see me play, I would also do that. Yeah, cool.